You ready, buddy? What is all this drool? Ugh. All right, that was gross. Just a quick little update for Archie. He's doing phenomenal. He's doing really good with training. He's been out in the play group, so he's with the other dogs, our main big dog group. He's super polite. He plays really nicely with everybody, no problems. He was a little kind of, not sad, sluggish his first day, just, the whole change of environment. So I went ahead and tested him into a group, and since then he's been fine. He usually just goes to sleep during his inside time when he's not over here with me. So I want to kind of make sure he's getting breaks and things like that because he does play so much. So as far as training goes, this week, the first part of training is centered around building a response to a marker system. So I can utilize creating engagement, and I want him to understand reinforcement, reward, placement, and things like that. I really want him to understand when I'm liking something that he does. So marker in position. A marker is going to be a word that marks a moment in time that I like something that he does, and for him that's going to announce the arrival of food. So I want to create an association between the two events where he knows this word equals food is going to be given to me, and theoretically the idea is when he hears that marker, whatever he's doing when he hears it will take on the good feeling of receiving food, so that way he's more likely to do it again in the future. So we have a couple different markers, all have different meaning as far as reward event, how I'm going to reward him, what I'm expecting him to do when he's in behavior. So the main one that I always start out with is the yes marker. Yes equals I like what you did, come take food from me. He does not have to do anything past hearing the word yes when, as far as behavior goes, other than come taking food from me. So I use it a lot in the beginning when I'm shaping new behaviors. So like let's say if I say sit, yes, as soon as his little butt hits the ground, he doesn't have to do a sit anymore. I just want him to come take food. So I like to use that one in the beginning because it allows me to get in a bunch of reps because I'm not really looking for duration. So I can get him into behavior, I can mark and reward it, and we can repeat it again so that he understands, oh, this word equals this behavior. And I know he already knows sit, obviously. So sit is typically the one I'm playing around with the first one where I actually will put a command on the behavior. Otherwise, a lot of the newer things that we're learning, it's a lot of luring and having him follow my hand to manipulate him into different positions. And then as soon as he's showing me the thing that I like, I say yes, and I let him have that food. It is important that when we use our marker, that we are using the word and then doing any type of motions that indicate we are giving him food. I want him responding to the verbal marker and not our movements, so that way when we are in environments where he's not really looking at us, he's distracted, he's doing other things, if we say the word yes and he's not used to really responding to that word, and he's used to only responding to movements, that's going to be a missed opportunity, and it kind of limits what we can counter condition and shape and things like that. So I know he gets a little excited and stuff when there are animals, people, things like that moving around. He typically likes to engage with them. He wants to have interactions. So for me, that's going to be something where I want to put value on myself. So when we are around those triggers, I want to be able to reward him and engage with him and do things with him. And if he's off staring at them and I'm giving him all of his markers, then I'm not really going to be able to put that value back onto me. Then we have when. Or should be back with the yes. What I like to do with that is, yes, I like to incorporate a little bit of movement so that it's a little bit harder to get, so he has to chase after it just to kind of up its value. He has a decent food drive. If he's used to just having food smashed into his face, it's not going to be nearly as entertaining just because he's a dog, he's got a little bit of prey drive. So I want to kind of capitalize on any type of play that we can use. Sit. That was barely a sit. Good boy. So you'll see him kind of yes versus yes. He gets a little bit more animated. Yeah, come on, wing. Just to up its value a little bit. Excuse me. Then we have our duration markers, which are going to be good and okay. Good is implying that I like what he's doing and I want him to continue to do it. Depending on what's going on, it will determine the frequency in which I give food. So for dogs that are really distracted or really easily excitable, it might be like good, versus Archie, who's a little bit more willing to kind of hang out in behavior. So I'm going to spread out the duration within each delivery of those markers. Archie, I know there's kitties in there. Sit. Good. So I like that he sat. Sit. Good. I'm going to bring the payment to him. Sit. You already know this. Sit. Good. 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 Okay. Very nice. So what I was doing there was, excuse me, I wanted to get him used to movements happening and them not being something that he should respond to. I want him to understand the concept of what the rules are within behavior, what my expectations are. So I want to do that first thing, positive reinforcement. I'm going to pay him while he's in behavior with that duration marker, and I can kind of add in those movements and pay him for not responding to them. The only thing that I'm going to let him break behavior over is the word okay. That's going to be his terminal marker. So again, I really want him neutral to anything, movements, all of those things happening. So even if I can reach into my pouch, none of that means anything unless I say good. That's the only thing that presents food, right, Liddy? You being a good bean? Right now, like he's got a pretty good understanding of the markers and what each of those mean, and we're kind of definitely fine-tuning the difference between yes and good and okay. I want to start adding rules in through leash pressure. To me, it's really important that dogs understand leash pressure, how to respond to it, and what it's asking. Naturally, they resist it, like pulling and all of those things. Dogs naturally go against pressure. So I want him to understand that if I apply pressure and he responds by moving towards it, it goes away, and then we can jump into positive reinforcement. So what I'm doing right now is applying just enough pressure that he's aware of it, not enough that he necessarily wants to remove. As I give the behavior and he does that behavior, that pressure goes away and we switch to rewarding. So sit. Good. He's such a slow sit. Good. And that way, when he breaks out of behavior, if he gets up, I can say nope and apply leash pressure back into that sit. Good. And he knows what the leash is asking. For me, it's building reliability of behavior. Every dog, no matter what, at some point they're going to be, nope, sit. Good, very good. They're going to not necessarily be motivated by what we have to offer. The leash, utilizing different forms of pressure, help them understand that I actually need him to do it regardless if he's motivated by me. I know it's hard to tell, nope, sit, good, from just visualizing, but I'm just basically laying a leash on his neck. There's no tension, there's something that he necessarily wants to remove. We're in the teaching phase of pressure, good. I do have him on a prong collar, good. A lot of my dogs I'll utilize the prong collar if they're, nope, sit, excuse me, good. If they are, okay, if they're easily distracted and a little bit more pushy, the reason for the prong is just to help with clarity. A lot of the bigger guys, they're kind of used to using their size to getting the things that they want, so he's kind of used to dragging and things like that. So I want there to be just a little bit more motivation through application of a little bit of discomfort. Again, I really want him to understand leash pressure, so that's why we're in the learning phase with the prong. I want him to understand the concept of pressure and release. I find that with other tools, flat collars, harnesses, and things like that, sometimes I'm met with a little bit more resistance because they're willing to deal with that form of pressure. And so instead of responding to it the way I'm looking for it, they almost go into opposition reflex where they start resisting it more. So the prong collar does work through discomfort, but I'm finding that the leash is neutral so much more, and the pressure that I need to apply is significantly less. So it's less stressful for the dog because the teaching that goes behind pressure and release is received much better. That's my opinion, and that's what I see with the dog. So, other than that, everything's been done so far in the training room. Today's Thursday. I know you're looking for an update. Tomorrow we will start doing stuff outside because he's doing really well in here. Probably I'll do my first session with the cats because he's just showing a light interest in them. I usually just let the cats move around the room and I work through the behaviors that we've been working on so far with them in the room, and then I just start adding in distractions as he is willing to take them on. I don't want to go into like a super busy environment just yet because I want to make sure he really understands what I'm looking for first before I start adding in too many distractions. But set ourselves up for success, right, buddy? You're just listening. What you listening for? Go away. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to answer those. Again, he's doing really well. He's responding to all the training nicely. He hasn't been a bad boy at all. As far as I know, he's eating everything. He hasn't destroyed his kennel. He's been nice to all the other dogs, all the good stuff. So nothing bad to report about our Archie boy. Arch, yes. Come in. Ready? Let's go. Yes. Everything is in slow motion. Okay. All right. We're all done. Good job, buddy.